Hey everybody, John the Other here, obviously. And why am I outside? Well, because there's a long Skype call going on inside between a couple of different people on the east and the west coast of this country. But I wanted to do a video, so I'm outside where I can do it and not have them bleed into my recording. Let me ask you a question. Is it acceptable to, in public or in print or on broadcast media like television or radio, is it acceptable to say that you hate all men? Clearly, the answer is yes, of course. I mean, we see examples of that all the time. Is it acceptable to call for the extermination of all men? Yes, of course it is. And we know it is because we see that rhetoric appearing with frequency in print and broadcast media and radio, and we see it on the internet, we see it in publications who in many cases are funded by the government, like the CBC, for example. So it's acceptable to call for a group identifiable by a physical characteristic like masculinity or maybe whiteness, to call for them to be enslaved or extinguished or murdered or subjugated in some way. Now, it's not polite to say any of that stuff. It's not nice, it's not kind, and it may even be hateful. It may in fact be, not in the legal definition, but in a literalist definition, it may be hate speech in the sense that it is speech articulating hatred. That's not the legal definition, though. The legal definition is special groups being defined in law, who it is not acceptable to criticize. And Bronze Age philosophical belief system, which we commonly call a religion, called Islam, is one of the groups that it's not acceptable and not legal to criticize in Canada. You'll go to jail, you'll be denied employment, you'll be blacklisted, you'll be pilloried, you'll be fined thousands and thousands, you'll be rendered economically sterile if you criticize a Bronze Age medieval belief system called Islam. But you can't actually have a free society in which there are ideas or thoughts that can't be expressed. If that's the way your society works, then what you have is a totalitarian or maybe a fascist society. But I read an article tonight published on the CBC, which is a state-funded news outlet, which is itself an obscenity, talking in glowing terms about the vigorous prosecution under hate speech laws of a Canadian citizen who was critical of Islam, named Kevin Johnson. Now, I've heard from various people that Kevin Johnson's opinions are garbage and that Kevin Johnson is himself garbage or a piece of excrement human being, or that he's trash, or that he's scum, or that he's a hatemonger, and I don't care at all. I don't know what his opinions are, and I don't care. I don't care if Kevin Johnson is reading out of Mein Kampf. The fact is, he is being prosecuted under an illegitimate law that runs 100% contra to the foundation of Western civilization. Freedom of speech. It's the foundation of everything in our society. And if you're a journalist, a producer of opinion, a writer, a blogger, a videographer, a newsmaker, a talking head, if you are any of those things, say a person whose profession would not exist if there was not freedom of speech, and you support the prosecution of somebody for speech, understand that you're going to be next. I'm not going to come for you. The people going after Kevin Johnson are going to come for you. You are going to be next. Thanks for watching, and have a lovely day.